All right, I'm going to show you how to use Jamboard for like a basic worksheet that a student can fill out. So I've created a new Jamboard, and you can do that by going to jamboard.google.com and clicking on the little plus. This will create a new one. I've named this subtraction practice. I'll create another one in just a second, but I'm going to go ahead. And now I want to find the worksheet that I would want my students to fill out. So basically, you just have an empty, like a whiteboard here. You can change the background to, grids and some other things that you might want to use. I'm going to leave this empty, and you'll notice over here you just have basic drawing capabilities. You can do a sticky note or a text field, which is nice, and then some shapes. So a lot you can do here, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to insert an image. Now, let's just say I don't have the image already saved on my computer. I go to this, and I've got one that I've created inside of a Google Doc. And what I want to do is I'm going to take a snip of this. So I'm going to use, on Windows, it is Windows key Shift S. Windows key Shift S. On your Chromebook, it is Control Shift and then switch Windows. But I'm going to go ahead and drag that, and I end up with this quick snip right here. Now I'm going to go back to my subtraction process or subtraction practice. I'm going to go ahead and paste that. So I'll just Control V. It's going to bring in my snip. I could scale this up. So right here, I've got my responses. A student has two choices here. They can just draw, and you can have them change ink, whatever they would want. Let's say they put that in and they just draw what the answer is, right? As they go through these. They can go in that way, or in other things, and especially older grades, they may want to use the text tool. So they just go ahead and type on there. They just grab that text tool, they can click and then type. So however is easiest for the student based on probably their grade level. And it depends, of course. But once I have this, I'm going to delete all of those responses. Let me do this really quick. Just go ahead and select these, delete, select, delete. All right. So I have this empty field. Now this is what I want to share out with my students. So now that I have it set, I'm going to go up to my share. Now, if I just share this, just copy this link. If I just copy this link and share it on my Canvas or Classroom or however I'm going to do this, if I do it that way, anyone who has that link can go in and edit it. And so you're going to have all your students working on that exact same one, and that is not what we want to have happen. So when I go in and I create a new assignment, so I'm just going to go ahead and create a quick assignment in Canvas. I'll just call it Worksheet. Here it is. I'm going to go open that up. And we'll go ahead and edit this assignment. I did that from the modules page. Fill out the worksheet. Say this is worth 10 points. On submission type, I'm going to say online, and you have a couple options here. One is I'm gonna do a website URL, and I'll show you the differences to your students, how they would turn this in for you to grade. You can also do file uploads. So I'm gonna leave it as those two options, and I'll show you both. We'll throw this on the due date, and I'm gonna hit save and publish. Now, when you go into this assignment, one thing we haven't added is a link to that. So I'm going to go ahead and say, fill out this worksheet. I'm just going to turn this into a link. I'm going to link to this URL. I'm going to paste this in. Now there's one thing I'm going to change right here where it says at the end of that URL, it says edit sharing. I'm going to change that to copy. Now when a student goes into this, which I will demonstrate But when a student does this, what they're going to get is this: make a copy. Would you like to make a copy of this? Yes, I want to make a copy. Now what's happened is subtraction practice now is going to be a copy of subtraction practice that now is my copy of it. So nobody else has this. Nobody else is going to do that. Go ahead and, again, you answer all those questions. Now, when you're done, a student needs to turn it in. This is the challenge. A student needs to turn it in. They can do the share and copy that link and turn that link in, or the other option is that they go ahead and save frame as an image. Save frame as an image. Now that downloads that as a PNG that when they turn in the assignment in Canvas, now when they submit this, there are going to be two options for them. They can upload that file that they just created, this copy of subtraction PNG, or they can share that website URL that gives you edit rights that you can go ahead and make corrections or draw on. They will see those corrections. Of course, in SpeedGrader, you could do that on any image. So I'm going to do that again from scratch, just really quick. This time I'll jump to jamboard.google.com. I'm going to go ahead and click on a new one. And I'm going to name this So this time I have downloaded an image that I'd like to use. So I'm going to go add image. We'll go to select from your device. I'm going to go ahead and grab this clock. Move that up. Scale that as best we can onto there. And again, I've got this in. How do I do this? I'm going to go to share. We're going to copy that link. I'm going to jump back to the exact same assignment. We'll go edit that. Again, I want you to see this. So, and this worksheet. So I'm just going to highlight that, click on my link. I'm going to paste. Now that's that one. I'm going to go ahead and change from edit beyond to copy. That is important, or else every student will have that. Now, instead of just doing text, especially for the little kids, this may be a little bit easier to embed an image. Let's go ahead and upload one. So I'm going to grab that same image. Now it's going to come in, it's going to be rather large. Scale this a little bit. Just like before, this time is a little easier for my students if I go ahead and link this to a URL. So again, I'll paste that in. I'm going to change this to copy. That is important. You need to change anything from edit beyond right there. You just go ahead and change to a copy. All right. That I'm going to go ahead and save that. So what a student is going to do, they're going to see this, and you could say, click on that. Click on it, it's going to make a copy, and now I'll have a copy of it. And there you go. So that is how, and then the students again can fill this out and write directly on the document if they'd like. Hopefully that helps you out and you can utilize Jamboard a little bit more in your courses. Again, once the student has made those changes to the document, they've done whatever they need to do, you can go, and the options are they can share and copy this link. Again, that might be a little tricky for younger grades. Older grades should have no issue. But here we can also do a save frame as an image. And so there it is in Canvas. In order for a student to turn that in to our course, and I'm going to go into student view. So what a student will do is they will click on this after they've created that. I'm going to submit assignment, choose file, website URL. They would just paste that website URL that they copied. That's that way to do this. File upload, they'll choose the file that they downloaded. And now they've submitted that assignment. Yay! You want to look at it. The preview and see the changes made. And that's it. That's working with the Jamboard to utilize as a worksheet.